Good morning. In today's video I wanted to talk to you about what it was like going on holiday with 3 foster children. If you are new around here, I've got a frog in my throat, excuse me. Let's start that again. If you're new around here, I am a solo foster carer, so it's just me. I have no partner or anything, it's just me, and I have 3 foster children who are currently staying with me. A just turned 5-year-old, I keep saying 2 4-year-olds, but a just turned 5-year-old, a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. I also have my own son who is 14. And we have just returned from kind of 10 days away. And I wanted just to talk to you about what it was like, what my feelings were about the holiday, about how it was going with the children. So we have been back now for 2 days, and I've had a little bit of time to kind of reflect upon it and get my thoughts together about how I feel it went overall. If you don't know, if you haven't seen the daily vlogs, we did a UK holiday. We were, all of us, so in terms of who went on holiday, it was myself, my sister, my son and the 3 children, so there were 6 of us. And in terms of the holiday itself, we were all, we thought that the children wouldn't be with us in the summer holidays. Everything was pointing towards that they'd have moved on by then, until kind of very recently. And so we didn't get passports for them. And if you're not aware, as a foster carer, you can just get a, you can, as long as the parents kind of agree, you can get a passport. The local authority will get you a passport to take the children abroad. And so I've done it for one of the children because we'd previously gone to Greece just with him before the other children arrived, and I'd contemplated getting a passport for the other 2 and kind of talked about it with my social workers, but I just didn't do it because I really genuinely thought that they would have moved on. It's a lesson that I've learned. I said many times, lesson learned, always get a passport. But you know, I hadn't, and so we were all relatively disappointed with the fact that, okay, yeah, the cat's in the way, isn't he? Yeah. Just put it there and we'll put it back when the cat moves. So we were already quite disappointed with the fact that we had to do a UK holiday because you can get respite for the children, but I don't really agree with it. And so the children were coming on holiday with us, and so we decided that we'd just do a UK holiday to Cornwall. We did 7 days in a caravan park, and we did kind of like travelling down the country because we live in the northwest of England, so we travelled down slowly. Took like 2 days to travel down, stayed overnight in places, explored around a little bit, and we took a day to come back, or stayed overnight once on the way back up to explore new places. With like the 6 of us were all there, and we overall we had a really good time. If you've watched the vlogs, you will know we had a fantastic time, and we did. And I just wanted to kind of talk about it in more realistic terms, because in the daily vlogs I wasn't gonna mention like the crappy bits that went on, and trust me, there was a lot of crappy bits that went on in the holiday. It was, for the daily vlogs, it's all, you know, when a kid's screaming, I'm not gonna stick that on a daily vlog. I wouldn't do it with my own children, or I'm not gonna do it with foster children. And so there were down points to it, but overall it was good. So don't let me distract from the fact that overall we had a fantastic time, we had a fantastic holiday, but it was hard, really, really hard. Like, yeah, really hard. This is the hospital. Well, we just had a really fun morning at the hospital. I thought we were going to be there for 10 minutes or so for an appointment for one of the kids. We were there, what time is it now? We were 3 hours, 3.5 hours we've been out of the house. No, 4 hours we've been out of the house. Oh my goodness. That took a while. The hospital is like down the road. Anyway, why was it so hard? It was just, I think, a lot of it. I received a comment, I hope you don't mind me sharing this, Ali. I received a comment from Ali saying, like, you know, it's hard work. She's a single foster carer too, so it's saying like it's hard work being, I can't remember exactly the comment, I put it on the screen, the, you know, the banker, the shopper, the this, the everything. And it's so true. It is, as a single foster carer, as a single mum, as a single person, you know, with everything going on, you know, I own my own home, I've got lots going on. and it's my responsibility to do all of it. And you know, you do that in your normal everyday life, but I think when on holiday it's kind of magnified for some reason. I think kind of everything is really on holiday, isn't it? And kind of you're stuck together. Sounds awful because we had a nice time together. We actually like each other when we're on holiday, but you're stuck together. You can find like a small space. We're in a caravan. And in terms of like who we went with, so I went with my sister, but she's blind, and so there's only a certain amount that she can do. And don't get me wrong, like Stephen and my sister are both fantastic with the children and do so much to help me out. But my sister's blind, my son's 14. There's only a certain amount of things that they can do, and so you know, they did help out when they could. But at the end of it all, I was responsible for kind of like for everyone really. And you know, I was the planner of activities. I decided where we were going because for some reason no one else, like my sister could do that, but no one else seemed to plan anything. Or you know, I was the cooker, I was the shopper, I was the driver for every trip. We went out quite a lot exploring. I drove so many miles over that kind of 10 days. I was everything, and that's just hard work on a constant thing, you know, doing it all like 24 hours a day all the time. Obviously in normal everyday life the kids go off to school for a little bit or to nursery, and it's not a constant 24/7. You don't have to provide entertainment for these 3 little kids all the time. I say provide entertainment like there's a pool there, and like for goodness sake it was like you have to provide, but you know, you take them to the pool, you can't sit and relax. You've got 3 children there that, you know, you've got to keep your eye on. You can't relax. There wasn't a moment's peace realistically from sort of 6 o'clock in the morning. I mean, honestly, I didn't do myself any favours realistically trying to vlog as well, daily vlog. So I was getting up at like 5:30 in the morning to try and edit the previous day's vlog. One of the kids would wake up at around 6 o'clock and come out. Normally at home they'd stay in their bedrooms till 7, but on holiday, you know, they didn't have many toys and things, so they were allowed to come out of the bedroom and, you know, come into the living space. And so like from 6 o'clock, so I'd be like trying to finish editing the vlog, and the foster kids, you know, the earliest one was like 6 o'clock every morning, and then we're late to bed. It's busy days, full on. We're out exploring, we're going in the pool, we're going to the beach, we're, you know, driving to Land's End, driving all over the place. They wanted to go to the entertainment at night, so then it was sort of like 9 o'clock-ish by the time they were going to bed. How they weren't absolutely knackered by the end, but to be honest, they probably were knackered by the end of it. So it's like 9 o'clock at night by the time they're in bed asleep, and then by then, honestly, all I wanted to do was just go to sleep. But then you also want a bit of time to yourself. I wanted to kind of just sit there with Lara and like chat and, you know, just have some grown-up time, which we did sometimes. But then the nights that we did do that, I would be shattered the next day, and it was kind of like ruined the next day, and I'd be really grumpy and everything. So it was just like either you had no free time without children, or you did and you were just knackered the next day. So I think just that, well, there's 2 things there, I suppose. There's 2 elements that it was, I was in charge of everything and I had to do everything. And although not everything, but it felt like I had to do everything, pretty much like 99% of things, to be quite honest. And then also there's that whole 24/7 thing of being together. People just like, the kids were starting to get on each other's nerves towards the end of it, I think, just because you're with each other all of the time. I think the main thing about taking the children on holiday was that it is just extremely brain tiring. Like, it just incredibly is, that you are constantly risk assessing everything, every moment, all the time when you're out and about with them. We have 3 children there, and it's not just like having, if you've got your own children and say you've got a 4-year-old, a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, it's not like that. Like, that's hard work, but it isn't like having your own. It's not the same. You get with your own children, you kind of know what they're about more, and you can potentially predict how they will react to situations, and you just know them better. And even, you know, these children have been with me for a long time. You know, one of them for, you know, since last November, the other ones came to me in March. So they've been with me a relatively long time, but they're not my children, and there is that element of uncertainty is how they're going to behave, and that's really quite difficult to deal with on a 24/7 basis whilst you're on holiday. You know, you don't relax. There was no relaxing on that holiday whatsoever. You have to have eyes in the back of your head and in the front of your head and the top, like, you know, everywhere. They're all over the place. And it's that kind of constant risk assessing, I think, that you're just kind of brain tired at the end of each day. You're like, oh my goodness, I haven't stopped constantly thinking, you know, about this, where's this kid, what's this kid doing? So you're by the pool and you're thinking, right, that kid's over there, that kid's over there, I'm playing with this kid at the moment, but that kid wants to go over there, and that's just difficult. It just really is. It's difficult. In terms of the kids themselves, honestly, they were really quite well behaved. They weren't, I have heard stories of people saying, you know, when they take their foster children on holiday, or where they stay in a different place, they get quite distressed. These children didn't, so I guess I was lucky in that respect that they kind of kept the good nighttime routine that we've got at home. They kept that whilst we were away, and even though they were later to bed, they still all just went to bed, stayed in their bedroom. You know, we sang songs, read stories, and they just went to sleep straight away, and they didn't really cause me any problems in the night particularly. So I guess I'm lucky in that respect that that wasn't a problem. There were plenty of moments every day, I would say, that someone kicked off, someone wasn't happy with something. It was just, you know, there wasn't time to go to the pool, or we couldn't go to the entertainment that night because we'd been out all day or whatever, and they would kick off and they would complain and they would moan and they would potentially get upset, and it's a whole new, I think how I tried to bear in mind was that it's a whole new experience for them, and it's a lot. They think, you know, if they haven't been on holiday before, all these things that we're doing, you know, we're having busy days, we're going on trips out in the car all the time, and we're going to see new things, and they're going to the beach, and it's all these new experiences for them, and it's all really new. It's a lot to take in. They're only little, it's a lot to take in for them. You know, they would potentially get quite overwhelmed with all these new experiences, which you can only expect, I suppose.
Have a lovely sleep. Mwah, mwah. Kisses, everybody.
Little sweethearts, I think, are fast asleep, to be honest. Everyone's shattered from the holiday still. It's a bit of a catch up on the old sleep situation. But just to summarise, the whole holiday thing, yes, we were disappointed. I say that we were disappointed to do a UK holiday because fundamentally, like, we want a summer holiday. It's not, you know, anyone who's British or knows the good old British weather. We don't really get any sort of guarantees in this country, and I like to have my guarantee that it's, you know, 30 degrees every day. That, you know, but, you know, whatever, that didn't happen. So once we dealt with that whole thing that we were doing a UK holiday, honestly, it was quite good, and I kind of enjoyed exploring a little bit more of this country. Was it hard with 3 foster children? Damn bloody right it was. It wasn't a holiday, in all honesty. It really wasn't. It was just a constant. But I enjoyed it, and on the whole, I enjoyed 95% of the time. There was only 5% of the time I was like, oh my goodness. Oh, I was just frustrated or mad, furious or upset or whatever. So I'll take that. I'm happy with that. And I just think at the end of the day, you know, these children have gone through some crap in their life, or lots of crap in their life. They deserve a nice little holiday, and they deserve to make some fantastic memories. And I'm going to get emotional. I'll try not to get emotional. I hope I hope that I've given them some wonderful, fantastic memories that go with them through life. And, you know, they did. I hope that when they look back and they remember, maybe they won't remember, who knows. But if they do remember, that they look back on this little holiday in the caravan with Sarah and Stephen and Lara, that they had this fantastic time and they went to all these places, and, you know, they went swimming, they went to the beach, they did a lot of firsts. You know, they went on a train. They hadn't been on a train before. They did lots of firsts, and to me that's so much more important than whether it was a little bit stressful for me, to be honest, at points, because that just so much takes over the fact that it was a little bit stressful. Who cares? You know, if you are thinking of taking your foster kids on holiday, I would love to know, like, if you're a foster carer, have you taken your foster kids on holiday? Do you use respite? I'd like to kind of know the thoughts down below in the comments, you know, about respite or about taking the children on holiday. What do you think? What do you think about it? Because, I mean, we do get, if you're curious, we do get a payment for taking the children on holiday once a year. We can claim. It does not cover the cost of the holiday whatsoever, but we do get a portion of money that goes towards the holiday. Yeah, but I'd love to know your thoughts on any of what I've talked about in this video. But thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.